Hi, and welcome to the 2020-2021 school year. We're getting off to our start with remote learning. So I'm just going to take a short amount of your time to walk you through some of the most essential things that you'll want to know as you get everything set up for remote learning. And all of this will translate in one way or another into your hybrid learning environment as well. And let's start off with this. Please have faith in your ability and your students' ability to figure things out. I read that somewhere this week and I needed to hear it. So if you needed to hear that also, I hope that lands for you. Through this presentation, I have a handful of things I'm going to go through. I'm not going to go into any depth on any of these items, so please feel free to reach out and follow up if you need more information. We'll talk about synchronous and asynchronous, live video platforms, how to record video for students, creating your Google site, and using Google Site with Google Classroom and how they can support each other, how to access your archived Google Classroom from the spring, and where to find more approved programs that have been approved by the district. So brace yourselves, the internet is full of memes about teachers and synchronous versus asynchronous learning. I'm going to assume by now that most of you have learned what these two things are. And these terms actually do apply to your teaching, whether it's full-time in school, hybrid, or full-time remote. It's the difference between work that your students can do independently or with a little bit of support from a para or their parent or their guardian or their babysitter, whomever that is, and the work that they're doing one-on-one or in a small group or in a large group with you. So what this looks like here at the very beginning of the year, you want to start building capacity for your students with the synchronous and with the asynchronous. What I most recommend everybody do is schedule a daily whole group start of the day, your morning meeting, first thing when your whole class comes together. Maybe you sing a song, make some announcements, do something silly, and send them on their way. That can be consistent, and that will help give structure to your students in their home learning environment. And then from there, you're going to have different variations based on your students' needs about how much time they're spending synchronous versus asynchronous. You're going to have some students who you're doing small groups with more often and less often. And you'll have plenty of asynchronous work for them to do, always focusing on as much independence as possible, since we're working in an uneven playing field where everybody has different capacity from their parents, whether their parents are or their babysitters, whether they're with somebody who's working from home like my own kids are, or they're with somebody who is leaving and they're with a child care provider. And I mean, this all goes without saying. So our live video platforms, our primary platforms are Zoom and Google Meet. And really what I want you to know here is you can use the one that's working best for you. Try them both out, experiment with them. Let me know if you need more depth of training on how to set one or the other up. But we've used these in the spring and we'll continue to use them. Your Zoom account is going to allow you to set up a separate link and separate password and all kinds of things for each meeting that you schedule. Or you could have one link that you use consistently throughout the term, and maybe you change the link periodically so it doesn't become viral and get hacked, right? But some consistency for your students. Put that link right on your website, right in your Google Classroom, somewhere where it's going to be quick and easy for your students to access. Google Meet also creates different links for different instances. And what's lovely there is that your Google Classroom has a unique Google Meet link. If you need help finding that, just let me know. But it's pretty cool. So it will be the same link every single time your students are logging into your Google Classroom, and that makes things really easy. Now for your asynchronous instruction, you'll be recording videos perhaps. And these are some of the best tools to do that. I'm going to put all of these out there because what's best for you has a lot of variables depending on your comfort with technology, the type of video that you're creating, and what tools you actually have in front of you. So the one I listed at the top is LOOM. This one is very popular. They have made the pro version totally free for education. So you're not going to have any limits on how long your videos will be. Obviously, the younger your students are, the shorter your videos should be. And even as they get older, your videos won't be exceeding 15, maybe 20 minutes, 99% of the time. This program was built for Mac products and has since been made to work for PCs. I can't tell you how it works on a Chromebook, but if you're using it on a Chromebook and want to let me know, by all means, please do. And I actually have it right here. It is an extension for Chrome. So you can go ahead, if you're using that, if that is your recorder of choice, get that extension for Chrome. The next one that is very popular is SCREENCASTIFY. The free version for education allows you 5-minute limit in your recording. You can do a little bit of editing to that, but it's pretty strict and small, and the upgrades start at, I think, $29 for a full subscription to that for an educator. The Chrome extension works very well, and from all that I've heard feedback-wise, this is the best choice for Chromebooks, and the best choice if a little bit down the road you decide to have students make recordings. And that is also here as an extension. It's available. That makes things easier. My personal favorite, although not the most user-friendly, not the most plug and play, I like technology, and so I like the amount of options that I get from it. So I use SCREENCAST-O-MATIC. That's what I'm recording this video on right now. The free version allows for full 15 minutes of recording, and you're able to trim it at the beginning or end. It works best through the desktop app. That's how I have it on my PC, and I use it all the time. And personally, I have no objection to buying this at $18 annually, I believe. So I've been getting this for several years, and I've just loved it. You don't by any means need to upgrade. The 15 minutes is a really good chunk of time. And then you can publish that directly to, any of these can be published directly to YouTube or your Google Classroom, and you can embed them in your Google Sites. There's a lot of options here. Finally, if you're really a little leery about getting into recording and getting started, you're going to be using Zoom and Google Meet anyway on either of those platforms. If you do not have students present, you can go ahead and click record, and you can make your videos right there in a program that you'll be using anyway. The next thing I want to talk to you about is creating a Google site, and I'll share this slide deck with you, and I really highly recommend that everybody create a Google site. And I'm going to show you it is easy. They have created a template here, so just start from the template for your Google Classroom. So start a new site, click on class. It just builds the whole site for you. You go in and personalize it, you delete what you need to delete, and then you hit publish. And when you're publishing it, the only thing you need to consider, that's very important, is whether you're going to publish it for Nashua users only, so your students would have to log in to see it, or whether you'll make it public so that theoretically mom or dad can check it from any account. That's going to depend very much on what you're putting there. For example, if you're putting a list of who's in which small group by name, you might want to keep it private. If you're keeping it very general and just including the daily schedule and some assignments, you might want to go ahead and push the public one. What I'm recommending that you do with this is you put all of your materials, all of your instructional materials that students need to access right here. And then if they need to submit work to you, you'll just create a link directly to the assignment in Google Classroom and have them use Google Classroom just as a submission piece. Have them use the Google site as the actual receptive piece. So they receive all their information from the Google site and they submit it to you through the Google Classroom. And that takes us straight over to Google Classroom. We have classes.classroom.google.com. And I wanted to make sure you know, if you come way down here on the left, I hope I didn't do that too fast, you have archived classes. And if you need to take your archived class from last year and restore it so that you can make a copy, or just straight up make a copy to work from this year, that is where you'll find it. It is really very easy to do. Okay, the next very important thing that I want to cover today is the IT list. And you'll just follow this link to find it. I've already opened it up over here. You've probably received an email not too long ago telling you about this list. And pretty much it's green light, red light, yellow light on all the IT requests, all the programs that the district has looked at to make sure that we are protecting our students and our staff's privacy. I'll just click through. I want you to see yellow. Canva, awesome program. You're not going to have students creating anything on Canva, but you can, and it's pretty sweet. And anything green light, it's approved for all grade levels to use as is. And anything red light, it was not safe, and you cannot use it. If you're looking for something and it isn't here, there is a simple online resource request form also available. I think that's more of the same. This is all public facing. You shouldn't even have to sign in to see this because part of the mandate is that parents have access to this list. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for me. You can reach out to me through email. And I've also started a Facebook community based solely around remote learning in the Nashua School District. So more details will be coming on that, but you are more than welcome if you so choose, if you're on Facebook and would like to join that community, to follow this link and join. Have a wonderful day.